Oh, hey there. Are we live? All right. Sarah says we're live. Thanks, Sarah. Sarah is the tech department here. I'm Les Raymond with the Mindful Movement. Thanks for joining me. So I've never done this before. I've never done a live thing like this. So please be patient as I learn some of this stuff. Feeling a little nervous, and I'm reminded this is what nervous feels like. It's been a while, I think, since I felt nervous. So I'm glad that you guys are out there with me to support me. Tonight, I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of stuff that is really the things that I spend a lot of time doing. A little bit of moving, a little bit of breathing, and a little bit of stillness, meditation. So Sarah and I were walking and talking about things that we want to do. And it seemed like this is the thing I do a lot of. So why not have some people join me? So for those out there that are joining, I'm grateful for your company. This is going to be pretty easy today. If you guys like how this goes and you want more videos and more challenge, I would be honored to deliver that and be a part of your journey. But for today, we're going to keep it super gentle and just nourish the body a little bit. Now, for those regular visitors of the Mindful Movement, on behalf of Sarah and I just want to thank you for all your support. And if you're looking for a way to support, there's some kind of chat thing that you could support us through this super chat maybe. So you could check that out. And please, if you can't really afford a donation, then please don't, and just enjoy your time with us. So we're going to finish with a short meditation, but we're going to prepare the body for meditation. So I find that my practice is really well supported if I do a little bit of moving first and a little bit of breath work, and then it's easier to sit still for meditation. If I go right at the meditation, I just find like there's a little bit more struggle to be still. And sometimes these movement and breath practices are quite elaborate. But for today, it's going to be easy and short. We're going to do 10 minutes of maybe really gentle moving and stretching, and maybe a few minutes of some simple yogic breath patterns. And then we'll sit together, mostly quietly. We're going to start on our back. Now, anything that I do that doesn't feel right for you, just please be your best friend, listen to your body, and make a good choice. And you could always come back to the video another day and see if that movement's more suitable for you. But it should all be suitable for almost everybody. So we're going to start laying down on our back. And feel free to chat. I see chats coming in. Sarah will man that. If you have questions, then we're going to leave a little time at the end of the video to answer any questions you might have. All right, so let's start on our back. And we're just going to ease into some really gentle stretches so it's a little bit more comfortable when we go to sit on our cushion or our block or whatever you use. All right, the first thing we're going to do is really prepare the breathing. So you're going to give yourself a little feedback here. You're going to take your thumbs and just hold them above the back of your pelvis in the soft part of your back and below your ribs. And then your index finger in the sides of your belly, in the front, kind of, front sides. And you give yourself a little squeeze. And what I want you to do is with your mouth closed and the tongue on the roof of your mouth, just see if you could breathe into these 4 points, your fingers. So we're just trying to set the pattern of our breath to be low in location, deep in location, with a sense of a 3-dimensional expansion. So just practice that a few cycles. And we'll come back to this exercise when we're seated to see if we could breathe like this in different orientations. All right. Now bringing your arms out to the side with the palms up and your feet about shoulder width apart. Just real easy. Let your knees fall to one side, not all the way, just until there's a little bit of tug somewhere, and then bring them back. And you're just going to windshield wipe your knees here a little bit. Nice and easy. And we're not really trying to do anything here. If anything, maybe just check in to how the body feels. For me, it's kind of the end of the day here on the East Coast. So I have a day's worth of stuff built up. And I just want to notice how it all shows up for me right now. Maybe starting to open this a little bit more and maybe getting a few more degrees each side. And then let's go ahead and center where we started. And we're going to bring your knees up, and you could just grab your shin. If you can't reach, you can grab the back of your thighs. And just pull your knees in a little bit. Now, oftentimes when you do this, the chin will lift. See if you could keep a sense of length in the back of the neck, with the chin down a little bit. Now, holding that position, you just start to rock side to side, just a little bit. Give yourself a little massage on the floor, on the low back. And now, we're going to go a little farther with that. You're going to look to the left, turn your head to the left, and roll your body to the left until the left leg hits the ground. You can even roll all the way over. And then push your left leg into the ground, look to the right, turn your head to the right, and roll to the right. And at your own pace, just go back and forth. And you can try this with the head heavy on the floor, nice and relaxed. You could also try it with the head lifted. You might feel a little different. So a little room to explore here. If you can, get your eyes involved. So before you turn to the left, see if you can move the eyes to the left, and then the head to the left, and then roll. And then same for the right, obviously. All right. Now we're going to bring one knee to the chest and let the other leg just slide down. Now, again, oftentimes as we pull here, we lose our posture and our spine a little bit. So think of reaching the top of your head and your heel on the down leg far away from each other, just reinforcing a sense of length in the body. Now, with that established, that reaching, that length in the back of the neck, go ahead and just start to pull the left knee into the body a little bit farther. Keeping your right leg nice and grounded on the floor. I would say that looks great, but I can't see any of you. So I hope you're doing all right out there. All right. Now let's go ahead and put the left leg down. Just notice how that feels. And then go ahead and grab the right. And we go through the same thing. So before you start tugging on it, just check in again with your posture. Reaching your left leg long and in with some force into the floor. And reaching the crown of the head away from the left heel. And once you have a sense of that posture established, go ahead and pull the right knee, creating a little pressure in that right hip. All right, and now for one of my go-to stretches before I sit, I just find it's very, it really helps me sit more easily when I meditate. You're going to bend with your knees bent, put your left heel on your right knee, and take your right hand, and you're going to reach reach under your left foot to grab the top of your left foot. So you have a nice, good grip on it. And then you're going to let your right leg slide out, and then let your left leg open and the knee sink towards the floor, just opening the front of the hip there. And just like you did with your posture on the previous stretch, the down leg, the right leg, is really reaching away from the head. And the head is reaching away from the right foot. Just building a foundation of posture so that when we sit, everything's just a little bit easier. It'll be a little less work to hold ourselves up. All right, coming out of that, we'll go ahead and do the other side. So again, the right ankle is going to come onto the left knee. The left hand is going to reach under, grab the top of the foot, get a good hold on it. Slide the left leg down and then open the right leg, letting the knee get heavy towards the floor. The left leg is active, and you're just getting as tall as possible down here. All right. And work your way out of there. I really enjoy these subtle stretches that aren't very active. In the morning, I'll do more active things, but in the evening like this, when it's wind down time, this is the stuff that I find most enjoyable. All right, next we're going to move to what we call quadruped position, so really hands and knees. And just check in here for a moment. Look down at your hands and see if you can spread your fingers nice and wide and maybe make your middle fingers fairly parallel. And a sense of pushing the floor away from you. Now you can hold your feet however you'd like here. But with this position, I'm just going to go ahead and add some gentle movement, just rocking back and forth a little bit. Maintaining the sense of pushing the floor away so we're not collapsing into our shoulders. All right, and then we're going to bring your right hand over to your left hand and just bring your right foot up next to your right foot. And just settle into these hips a little bit here. So let the hips just get heavy and the head comes up and the hands are actively pushing the floor away still. And if you want to shift your weight around a little bit, you can. You could take your right hand on your knee and just give it a little nudge, maybe opening up that groin a little bit. And then for something a little deeper, adding a little twist, looking over the right shoulder. Keep it easy here. And then let's go through that on the other side. Bringing the left foot up, letting the hips come down, the head comes up. Maybe pushing on the knee a little bit, opening up. And then adding a little twist. Now for one of my favorite parts, we're just going to go ahead and sit back in a little child's pose, reaching your arms forward or bring your arms down by your side. All right, and now let's find something that you feel comfortable sitting on, knowing that you can change your position whenever you want. We're going to do a little bit of breathing, and then we'll take a really short few second break to readjust position if needed as we sit for a short meditation. All right, so for this breath practice, we're going to practice Ujjayi breathing, which is really simple. You're going to breathe as if you're making a sound like but with your mouth closed. So the mouth will be closed, the tongue will be on the roof of the mouth. And then you're just going to breathe in and out as if you're making that sound. And in general, we're going to look for fairly even meter here, meaning the inhale and the exhale are going to be about the same length. But there's no rules here, and this is your practice. So if you want to play around and do some long exhales, by all means, have at it. Before we start, just check in with the posture. So on your inhale, see if you could just reinforce a little bit of length, reaching the crown of the head up, maybe pushing down through whatever you're sitting on. Say, can I get any taller? And on your exhale, adding a little relaxation and going through that cycle for a few breaths here, where on the inhale, you're trying to reinforce the structure, the architecture, and on your exhale, you're adding a little bit more ease. So can you hold these two things at once, this strength and this ease together? Okay, so for the next few moments, Ujjayi breathing at your own pace. Keeping your attention on the sound of your breath, following it very closely. A few more cycles. That's nice. Okay. We're going to do one more breath practice that's a little bit more vigorous, but we'll keep it pretty gentle. And it's called Bhastrika Pranayama. So this has a short, powerful pumping exhale. And ideally, you're working from your abdomen as a pump, but you're kind of relaxed everywhere else. So again, before we just talked about holding the space of strength in our architecture, yet allowing for relaxation and ease in the body. And this is going to be more, instead of strength, a little power, a little bit of force, and still maintaining relaxation. So just check in with the posture again, getting tall. And I'll demonstrate this real quick for those that aren't familiar. But if you look at my belly, you can kind of see the action here. It's going to be, again, all through the nose. And it's just a brief, powerful exhale, followed by an immediate relaxing inhale. It just kind of automatically happens. All right, so that's how it looks. And if you've never done this before, it might feel strange at first, and that's okay. If you practice, you'll become more familiar with it, and you can explore the far-reaching benefits that this practice delivers. So we're going to shoot for about 20 breaths here for the first set. And then when we're done, we're just going to breathe really easy. Or if you are practiced at breath holds, feel free to help yourself to a breath hold at the end of the set. So let's inhale to prepare. Just allowing your breath to normalize and just noticing whatever arises in the body. Now we're going to do one more of those. And we're going to shoot for the same pacing. Keep it easy, keep it light. But we're going to shoot for about 30. And sometimes it's a little challenging for me to stay on track with my count. So forgive me if I'm off a little bit. But it's your practice. You can do whatever you want, wherever you are listening to this. So again, checking in with the posture, pushing down through the bottom, reaching up through the head, reinforcing the strength, the ease. Let's inhale to prepare. Here we go. Allowing your breath to be easy. All right, just enough to settle in and to prepare for a short seated meditation. So again, this is an opportunity to resituate yourself however you like to be for this. Ooh, I brought a bell. Let me grab this. A little bowl with a thingy to hit it to make a noise. It's going to be nice. I promise. So I'm going to hit the bell, and that'll get us started. And then we'll sit together until I wake up and hit the bell again. Sound good? I'm excited. All right. See if you can get all your wiggles out. I got some wiggles in me right now. All right. So before we do this, like I said earlier, I want to check back in this position with our breathing mechanics. So Remember how you gave yourself a little squeeze early in this session? Down low here in the soft parts of the belly to the thumbs on the back. Some people have trouble reaching. You could turn your hand whatever way you want. Just try to give yourself a little squeeze. Not real hard. Be nice. You got some organs in there and stuff. But just see if you could, with your breath, expand evenly into the 4 points. Sometimes you might find it's not so even, and that's okay. Nothing to beat yourself up about. Just notice and practice. All right. So just to set the pattern here. All right, so nice and tall. Go ahead and close your eyes if you're comfortable with it. I'm going to hit a bell, and then you do your thing, and then I'll hit the bell again, and you can open your eyes. That was really nice. I hope you out there enjoyed that. I feel nice and settled, calm, and that's just a feeling I never get tired of. I think some folks have maybe written some things in the chat room. Oh, no questions? Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, then just leave it in the chat. And if you have any requests of how you'd like these types of live events, then we're pretty open-minded. So I could see maybe broadening the levels. So having a more dynamic movement practice, a stronger breath practice, and a lot of options on the meditation. On our channel, most of our meditations are guided, so if you feel like that's something that you crave and you'd like me to guide you through these, then I'm happy to do so. I like to do that too. But this is just what I did now. So thanks again for joining me. It's a special treat to know that you guys are out there sitting with an intention at the same time I am. So I thank you, and I'm grateful for you all that tuned in. I hope you have a nice evening.